Why some women look rich even in plain clothes. So many women spend on clothes, yet still feel something is missing, like the outfit doesn't fully carry the story they want to tell. And then, you see another woman, dressed in the most ordinary sweater and trousers, but somehow she carries an air that feels refined, complete, and magnetic. The difference isn't in the price tag, it's in the way she chooses to present herself, with grace, intention, and a quiet sense of self-worth that speaks louder than any logo. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what gives that aura of understated luxury, and I'll share one refinement secret that transforms everything. Number 1. Neutral tones signal restraint, not absence of style. There's a quiet power in neutral tones: beige, ivory, charcoal, navy, colors that rarely shout, yet somehow speak volumes about you. When you choose neutrals, you're not playing it safe, you're showing restraint. And restraint, in the world of style, often reads as maturity and balance. Think of it this way. A cream blouse with tailored trousers gives a message of calm control, while a kaleidoscope of clashing prints can sometimes feel like noise competing for attention. A common misconception is that neutral means dull, as though wearing beige or black drains personality. In truth, these colors create space for your presence to shine through. According to research in color psychology, softer palettes tend to evoke feelings of trust, stability, and sophistication. That's why high-end brands so often lean on them. They allow the focus to rest on craftsmanship and detail, not distraction. Picture yourself at work. One colleague walks in wearing a neon-patterned dress, another in a well-fitted stone gray suit. Without even speaking, most people instinctively perceive the second as more grounded, dependable, and yes, more expensive. It's not that bold colors are wrong. It's that neutrals communicate an aura of timelessness, while bright prints often tie you to a trend cycle. The secret is nuance. A neutral look doesn't mean flat or lifeless. It's about texture and layering, linen against silk, or wool softened by cashmere. These subtle contrasts keep your style alive, giving depth without overwhelming the eye. That's how neutrals move from simple to quietly striking. Number 2. Fabrics with weight subtly suggest permanence and value. The fabric you choose tells a story long before you speak. Light, flimsy materials may feel easy, but they often collapse quickly, losing shape after just a few wears. Heavier, structured fabrics like wool, tweed, or thick cotton carry themselves differently. They hold form, creating clean lines and a natural elegance that feels lasting. Weight in clothing communicates stability. A structured blazer made of quality wool doesn't just look sharp. It signals permanence, a sense that you invest in pieces meant to endure. Psychologists studying consumer behavior have noted that humans often associate physical weight with importance and reliability. That's why a well-draped coat feels more serious than a feather-light jacket. It mirrors the qualities we connect with strength and value. There's also a common misunderstanding that only luxury brands deliver this sense of permanence, but you can find it in everyday places. Compare a wool coat from a mid-range store with a polyester jacket that's half the price. The wool piece will likely keep its shape for years, resist trends, and age gracefully, while polyester tends to pill, sag, and feel disposable. The difference isn't about the logo stitched inside. It's about the fabric's integrity. And here's where it runs deeper. Durability in clothing often reflects the qualities you value within yourself. Choosing materials that last mirrors a mindset of steadiness, patience, and care. A garment that withstands time becomes more than clothing. It becomes a quiet reflection of your own inner stability. Number 3, refined posture conveys authority without a word. The way you hold yourself shapes how others experience you, often before they even notice your outfit. Posture is presence. An upright stance, shoulders relaxed yet open, communicates confidence and composure without a single word. In contrast, slouching, even slightly, can unintentionally signal fatigue, insecurity, or disinterest, no matter how polished your clothes may be. Body language research consistently shows that humans read posture as a cue for leadership and authority. A study published in Psychological Science found that people naturally attribute greater competence and trustworthiness to individuals who stand tall with balanced alignment. This isn't about perfection or stiffness. It's about carrying yourself in a way that reflects assurance and calm energy. Think about different moments in your day. In a professional meeting, sitting upright with gentle eye contact conveys readiness and reliability. At a social dinner, leaning in slightly while keeping shoulders relaxed invites warmth and connection. Even in a casual setting, perhaps at a cafe or park, good posture creates a natural aura of dignity, showing that you are present and engaged with the moment. But beyond how others perceive you, posture is first and foremost an act of self-respect. When you choose to stand tall, you're telling yourself that you belong in every space you enter. It's less about impressing and more about honoring your body and your presence. Over time, this subtle habit doesn't just elevate how people see you, it reinforces how you see yourself. Number 4, minimal accessories hint at confidence in identity. In style, scarcity often signals value. A single, carefully chosen accessory speaks louder than a dozen competing pieces. When you limit what you wear, you heighten its meaning. Think of a delicate gold bracelet or a single pearl earring. Because it stands alone, it becomes memorable. In contrast, piling on layers of costume jewelry may create movement and sparkle, but it also risks blurring your image, leaving the eye unsure of where to land. This isn't about rejecting adornment, it's about intention. Minimal accessories reveal a woman who doesn't feel the need to decorate herself endlessly. She trusts that her presence is enough and that her chosen piece simply frames what's already there. That quiet confidence is magnetic. Imagine walking into a dinner party. One woman wears statement earrings, stacked rings, layered necklaces, and a glittering watch. Another arrives in the same black dress, but with just a simple strand of pearls. The second will often be remembered more clearly, not because her accessories were grander, but because her image felt uncluttered. Clarity has power. Minimalism in accessories creates space for your true self to come through. It strips away noise so that every choice feels deliberate. And when your style is deliberate, others sense it immediately. It becomes a reflection of assurance in who you are, not just what you wear. Number 5, gentle grooming choices speak louder than labels. Elegance often lives in the smallest details, and grooming is one of them. Clothes may set the stage, but it's the way you care for yourself that quietly defines your presence. Neglecting this, like chipped nails, untidy hair, or makeup applied in haste, can dilute even the most beautiful outfit. Subtle grooming sends a powerful message that you value yourself enough to pay attention to the details others may overlook. Neatly trimmed nails, smooth hair, brushed with intention, or the soft trace of a well-chosen perfume, all of these signal care without excess. They don't scream for attention, they whisper of refinement. This is why people often associate good grooming with higher self-worth. It shows that you approach life with discipline and respect, not only for others, but for yourself. You're saying, I honor my time, my body, and my presence. And that message is stronger than any visible label or designer brand. Grooming at its core isn't vanity, it's quiet discipline. It reflects a mindset of consistency, a willingness to nurture the small habits that shape how you feel in your own skin. That's the kind of elegance no label can replace. Number 6. Absence of visible logos projects quiet assurance. Logos can be tempting because they broadcast status instantly, but often, overt branding carries an undertone of needing validation, as though the label itself must do the talking. True assurance rarely seeks that kind of external stamp. When you choose pieces without logos or with details so discreet they're barely noticeable, you create a different effect. A plain, beautifully crafted leather handbag says more about discernment than a tote covered in monograms. One quietly radiates confidence, the other can feel like a request to be recognized. Psychologists studying consumer behavior have noted that people often associate subtlety with true luxury. High-end circles call it quiet branding, where quality speaks through texture, structure, and craftsmanship, not a visible mark. In fact, some of the most respected fashion houses deliberately hide their logos in order to let design lead. For you, this choice goes beyond fashion. It's about grounding your identity in certainty rather than spectacle. Choosing simplicity means trusting that your worth is already evident. You don't need letters stamped across your chest to prove it. In the end, it's a reflection of self-certainty, calm, enduring, and undeniably powerful. Number 7. Consistency in personal style builds subconscious credibility. There's something deeply reassuring about consistency. When your style carries a clear thread over time, people begin to recognize you, not just visually, but energetically. It becomes a kind of personal signature, a quiet introduction that speaks before you do. Think about someone in your life who is known for a particular choice. Maybe it's the colleague who always favors clean, structured silhouettes, or the friend who never steps out without her silk scarf knotted just so. Over time, that consistency makes her image feel familiar and trustworthy. She doesn't appear undecided about who she is. Instead, her style reinforces her identity again and again. On the other hand, constantly switching from one extreme to another, bohemian one week, hyper-glamorous the next, minimalist the following, can sometimes signal instability. Psychologically, humans are wired to respond to predictability with trust. Studies on leadership perception, including research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, show that predictability often translates into credibility and perceived authority. The same principle applies to personal style. Consistency doesn't mean repetition or rigidity. It's not about wearing the same outfit daily, but about creating a through line that ties your choices together. Whether it's a preference for neutral tones, tailored fits, or a single defining accessory, your style becomes a language others learn to read with ease. In the long run, style is less about short-term trends and more about cultivating a signature that feels authentically yours. That signature not only makes you recognizable, it makes you memorable, trusted, and deeply respected. Bonus point: clothes cared for reflect discipline, not cost-ra. Cared for clothes carry more richness than expensive ones left neglected. A simple cotton dress, freshly pressed, speaks louder than a costly silk blouse left wrinkled. Care elevates. Too often, we underestimate the basics: ironing, repairing loose hems, or washing garments according to their fabric needs. Yet these habits preserve the life of your wardrobe and keep every piece looking intentional. Neglect, on the other hand, makes even the finest clothes lose their dignity quickly. When you treat your clothes with attention, you create a wardrobe that always feels fresh, polished, and long-lasting, regardless of the price tag. Discipline and care reflects discipline and character. And that's the quiet detail people notice most, even if they can't put it into words. If you've stayed with me until now, write the word grace in the comments. It's our little signal that you value refinement from the inside out. And by sharing that word, you'll be part of a growing circle of women choosing depth, clarity, and quiet confidence together. I'm truly grateful you spent this time with me today. If you found value here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend who might need it. There's a recommended video waiting on your screen to take you deeper into this journey. Until then, thank you, and see you tomorrow.